Hey, you guys. I was wrapped up in looking through this nursery book that inspired the project for today. So, hey, we've got Deborah, Debbie, Cindy, Karen. Hello, hello. Cruz is here. Awesome. Yay. All right, 6 eyeballs. So, fingers crossed that everything stays good with Facebook. I mean, it was linked up right and everything. Hey, Carol. So hopefully it stays on. Like when it's been crashing before, it'll go like a couple seconds in and then just die. So hopefully that won't happen. Um, but yeah, awesome. Okay, so let's see, what time is it? 8:01. Good, good, good. Carol Korleski, awesome. Hello. We got two Carols. Maybe we'll have a three Carol night. Hopefully, that's always a good time, right? So let's talk about just a couple things and then we're going to get to it because I can't wait to see how this finally turns out. I love it. Hey, Peggy. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Nancy. Awesome. So last chance list was updated on Tuesday. So, and Jamie Gibbs is here. Awesome. And the third Carol, Carol W. Awesome. It is a three Carol night. So, yeah, so they no longer call it clearance rack. They call it just last chance list. And apparently they're updating this. Thank you, Jamie. They're updating it every 2 months, which is kind of crazy, but whatevs. But I am sadly surprised at some of the things that are on there just from like this last holiday catalog, even, and the last batch of online exclusive things. Like, I feel like I'm hardly getting enough chance to use things, and then they're cycling out. So, ugh. Not a fan, but you should check it out because there might be some good stuff. There's also, let me go to this. I know I made a screenshot of it. They added new items for celebration. Now, I know you can't see this. This picture is just to show you. I posted this on my Facebook page. So, I mean, there's just current catalog stuff that you can get with your $60 celebration purchase. I am surprised at the alphabets. So that alphabet die set, alphabet a la mode, that's like a $42 thing. So my bet is they're going to be retiring it soon. Like, I don't know. Um, but I was surprised there's also some sets, two stamp sets at least, that one was like an online exclusive just from January. And the other one was a set that's the new butterfly set that's in the January through April mini catalog. I mean, those are like $24 sets, stamp sets to get free. So, and then they have got like buttons or butterflies or like a ribbon or something. So, if you're trying to look for the most expensive thing, like get your money's worth, really check that list again. And that's good through the end of February. So February 28th. Yep, that's when celebration ends and all that. Notice I've got the new code for February. I am behind on because I was out for this wedding and all. I've got to get my tutorial for this month posted. So, but that is using the wildflower birthday papers. I did not get the stamp set for that because I kind of have something similar, but I did break down and get the dies. Even though I'm like, do I need another set of dies that has numbers on it? Not really, but I like the tassel and the banner and that kind of thing. So that's the focus of the February tutorial. It's going to be different every month. Sometimes it'll be like a product suite like that. Sometimes it'll just be a random theme. Like last month, my theme was birthday cards, and I used, I think, 4 different sets, and I used the freebie, the free item, which last month was the greetings. This month it's going to be party dots, which coordinates with that suite. They're just like flat-ish. Of course, I can't find mine now. Flattish dots, and the colors are, oh, here we go. Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, and Pool Party. All right, so you get this if your order using the host code is $75 or more before tax and shipping. Any online order you put in with me is going to get you the PDF tutorial, right? And that's just so I can share more ideas with you. This is all in preparation because host codes are going away. Let me get back over to comments. Um, I had to make some changes and do something different. So that's that. February tutorial. So I should have that by Sunday and emailed out to everyone that has ordered so far. Another reminder, Super Bowl Sunday. So I did the video the other night or the other morning. I can't even remember now, where I drew up all the numbers and stuff. And I'm sorry the video cut out at the end. Like I forgot, or the sound cut out. I forgot that when I turn my phone off, my sound goes away because of how I have it between the phone and the iPad. Ooh, Deb, getting ready on the big screen. You're gonna love it. Um, so I don't even remember where it was when it went out, but I will go over, hey Sandy, the rules. And remember, I'm zooming on Sunday for the Super Bowl. If you bought squares, you're going to get an email with the Zoom link. I'll do that on Sunday before the game. And I think, does the game start at like 6 or 6:30 or something? Like somebody tell me, because I'm not sure. So I think we'll maybe start the Zoom at like maybe just before kickoff. But even if you didn't buy squares, you are more than welcome to join me for the Zoom. I will email it to you. You just have to email me and let me know that you wanna come hang out. And I'm gonna post the challenges. Actually, I did make a picture for that. So every what I've been doing this 3 or 4 or 5 years, I can't remember, the Super Bowl challenges. I'll post this on my page, but just to give you a look at it, I have this challenge for every quarter, right? So first quarter, super or best. So just have either the word super or best, you're a super friend, hey best friend, best wishes, like anything like that. And it can be any project. If you want to do cards, fine. Bookmark, scrapbook pages, tags, like whatever you want. Second quarter will be the Chiefs colors, red, black, and either yellow or gold. Third quarter, Eagles colors, green, black, silver, or gray. And then fourth quarter, score. So I say use your scoring tool. So what I want you to do is just um, use your scoreboard to make any kind of pattern. It could be like you could make a frame on whatever project. You could just make like some random lines to make a pattern. Or it could just be that you're using your scoreboard to fold your card. Like it can be that easy. Doesn't have to be like we don't have to put, brain power into it. But I will post that for the world on my page. I'll try to do that tomorrow. Jamie, kickoff is at 6:30. Okay. Awesome. Then let me make a note. Let's start. How about all right, Super Bowl. How about we go like 6:15? Because that'll give everybody a couple minutes to get in. So Super Bowl Zoom at 6:15 p.m. Eastern time. I think that'll work, right? So yeah, let me know if you want to get in on that. I've got your list I've got your email. So we've got our finished sheet, and this is posted so everybody can see their numbers. But yeah, everybody, so I like keep track of, who got what, and you will be included on the email. If I don't have your email, I'm sure I have your, like we've messaged in Facebook, so I will get it out one way or another, right? By hook or by crook. So that's that Super Bowl, Sunday. Okay, so let's get into it. I am very excited about this project because like designed it myself like from scratch. I had an idea and I figured out the math and I'm very happy about that. Ooh, no, couple cards. So let's just show you these cards. Valentine's that I have received. I got this one today from Cindy. I love it. So a layered heart, I love it. Embossed, like all good layers and good colors. Love, love, love. I love all the different, pieces here. Thank you, Cindy. And then I got this cute one from Lori using a couple different, remember this is that most adored pack from last celebration that was for Valentine's. Oops, looks like I lost a rhinestone. But I love it. So cute. Happy Valentine's. Then I got this one from Peggy and I love this. So this is just a neat way too to like punch out pieces, use those on something else, and then add some other shaped bits in it. I love it. And of course I love, let's bring this up closer. A favorite of mine, a torn edge. Love it. So, and Peggy always has to, she's got coordinating washi tape for everything. I love it. So thank you, girls. Okay, so this is the book. I don't know if you guys had it. This is called The Bookshelf for Boys and Girls. I just found this. We had this growing up, but I just got it back when, after my mom died and we were cleaning out her stuff. And she still had this on her bookshelf, like in her bedroom. I don't know why, but we had this. It's just like um lullabies, like stories, for kids. Like this is what we grew up with, that, whatever. And this is old. I checked, this is what I was busy reading when I should have been clicking to go live. But this was from 1969. So funny. And it smells old. I always wondered where it was because I thought this would be so good to like cut out the pages or something if I want to do a journal or something. But for now, I'm keeping it intact. Like, don't get upset. Like, I'm not cutting anything out or ripping it out right now. But it is in pretty, it's in mostly good shape. This very last page, like, came out. But I love it. So I'm going to put that somewhere safe. But that's what reminded me. This is what gave me the idea because these papers just remind me, and it is called Storybook Moments. It reminded me of all those things. And I love the colors. So this is just showing you, this is the Storybook Moments. Love these little critters. I like the B-sides too. Yeah, Peggy, that's what I was thinking. And Carol, definitely. Um, yeah, you see that where they'll cut out stuff for junk journals all the time like that. And really, oh, Jamie, panic mode when you cut up? No, that's the whole thing is that you cut it up and put it in journals or scrapbooks or whatever. Emily, who am I going to give it to? Nobody. Like, yeah, I can do what I want with that. But so these are good patterns. Little, rabbit in the garden, wild wheat. I love it. And then these bunnies. And then this one had a sheet of ephemera, like die cuts, like little critters. So let's look real quick again at the prototype. I went through and I actually pried up my, I had one of my magnets in the wrong place, and that just reminded me, got to get my magnets. Oh, it's going to be time to reorder magnets too. I had one of my magnets in the wrong place, and then it was making the whole book like shift funny. So now it lines up perfectly. There's the top view. Everything's nice. There's plenty of room for stuff. Got that. A perfect lineup. I tell you, I keep looking at my iPad over here and it just keeps like, it refreshes all of a sudden. I hope it's just a consistent picture for you guys. I hope it's not like hanging up. So just let me know that, although there's nothing I can really do about it. But anywho, so we've got 1/2 inch seams here or spines. I made little pockets. Again, this is my prototype. Then these flip out. And look at all this goodness. We've got a tip in here. We've got these flip up. And the finished size of this is 4 by 8 by 1. So we've got a 1-inch spine here. That's why I did these ones 1/2 inch. All right. And then this side, same thing. So we're going to cover these. And this is why I think you can fit like 15 or 20 pictures on here. Great picture. Okay, awesome, Sharon. Thanks. So let's get to it. We're going to make the base first. And for this whole thing, all the pockets, the tip-ins, the flaps, everything, I only used 4.5 sheets of wild wheat. So I'm going with wild wheat because it reminds me of the old-timey book. You could use boho blue, I think. But also I have this wild wheat ribbon that I want to use, that I want to put around it. Hey, Penny. Awesome. You forgot that I'm on YouTube? Hey, you go wherever you need to find me. All right. So, all right, let's get into measurements. So for our base piece, and as always, I will update my blog, especially with all these measurements, because there's a lot of them. All right, so let's start with, let's just look at this part. So for our base, and hopefully you can read this, we want 2 pieces that are 8 by 9.5. And when you cut this, Like say you have 8.5 by 11. I cut the 9.5 first, and then I turned it and I cut it at 8. You want to save all your cutoffs because you can use them for the other pieces. Hey, Gail. So we want two pieces, 8 by 9.5, and on the 9.5 side, so the long side, we're going to score at 4, 4.5, and 8.5. All right, and then we'll glue those together. So I'm just going to do like each step, cut it, score it, glue it, wherever I'm doing. So I've got my pieces already cut, 8 by 9.5. So we're going to score at 4, 4.5. And wait a minute, this doesn't look right. Yeah, it's 8, 4, 4.5, and 8.5. Oh, panic. So this is the small spine, the 1/2 inch spine. This is the 1 inch spine that we're actually going to attach the two pieces together, and that's going to give us our whole book. All right, so samesies here. We'll do 4, 4.5, and 8.5. Okay. Now, how am I attaching this? I am using glue. I really do think it's like a better choice for these book kind of things. You can use tape if you want. I've made some things in the past, even with the sticky strip tape, and that has come up. And I'm like, what in the world? I've never seen it come up with glue. So, all right, so we're going to fold all of our scores. You just want to be gentle and make sure that everything is actually folding straight. This wild wheat paper is really thick feeling anyway, but I love it. All right, so let's get that. It's nice and straight. So yeah, any color that is in this pack you can use. So if you don't have wild wheat, you could use boho blue. I'm sure there's a different, like a green or something. Those were the two that I noticed the most. Plus, those are the two that reminded me of like the old-timey books. I think there's a brown. And if you don't have either one of these, just use crumb cake or craft. I don't think, I just don't like white so much, like white or vanilla. I would just pick some neutral color if you don't have them. Okay, so here is, we're going to flip this around. So here's our two pieces. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our 1 inch pieces, and I'm just going to glue this right on top of here. Now, when I do it, I don't want to impede opening and closing this book at all. So I'm going to put the edge just right up in front of that score line. Let me see if you can see that. So I'm going to go right in front of that score line. So let's just add this. And don't be shy about the glue. And really keep it in mind, like if you try this out and you don't like it, or if it, you mess it up, it's only paper. It's not the end of the world. All right, we do want our top and bottom to be straight. Okay, that looks good. So can you see how I've got this edge of the paper just a titch in front of this score line? All right, and now we're gonna burnish this down. And I forgot that I must have refilled my glue and forgot. Let me get this all off of here. Gross. Yeah, can't be having that. Get all icky. Okay. All right, I'll just let it stand up. Okay, burnish, burnish, burnish all this glue. And I must not have gotten it like too close to the edge. All right, perfect. So that's our backside, and you can see here, we've got a little extra space. That is totally fine because What that gives us is a little bit of wiggle room. If you think about it, we've got 2 half-inch square, like, panels really, and a 1-inch panel. If this was truly 1 inch and these were 2 inch, it might pop open just a smidge because it needs a little extra wiggle room. So that's what we get when we glue it just a hair off. So, I love it, love it. Folding, folding. Okay, next I want to do, I call them the flips. So these pieces right here that flip up and down, and we will be doing our magnets. So for these flips, there's 4 of them. They're all the same size. Let's put this away. We're going to do cardstock. So 4 pieces, 3 3/4 by 8. Okay, because this is 4 inches wide by 8. And we're going to score it at 7.5. All right, so that 7.5 is going to give us a 1/2 inch tab to attach it to our base. So 4 pieces, 3 3/4 by 8, score at 7.5. So I've already got them cut. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 3 3/4 by 8. So I have to remember, so scoring at 7.5, I have to remember to score it so that the tab is like to the right. If your paper is not cut exactly quite right, you want any mess up or not quite right part to be on the tab that we're going to glue down. We want this to all be true size, 7.5. So if I did that reverse, if I came in and said, oh, just score everything at a 1/2 inch. Well, the 1/2 inch is definitely going to be right. But if your paper was a smidge shorter, then this panel would be shorter. And that would affect, then we're going to cut designer paper to go on this or something. So I kind of have to remember to do things backwards, that I want the tab to always be like to the right as far as my scoring. So that's just why I'm saying score at 7.5 instead of a 1/2 inch. All right. And I'm sure there's probably a better explanation, but it does come down to paper, that sometimes we get paper and it's just not quite perfect. Oops. Like from the factory. Oh, like if we had something 8.5 by 11, it might not really be quite square. All right, now these tabs, I did not feel the need to trim them at all. If you want to, go for it. If you want to just like cut the edges off, miter them a little bit. Doesn't really matter because I'm actually going to add another layer that will cover it up. So you could if you wanted. Just fold these. Put this out of the way. Now we're going to glue them in. Let's bring this back. So we're going to glue one in on the bottom, and then we're going to glue one in on the top, right? So I want to make sure that they're going to like be lined up. So I'm just going to start at the bottom, glue here, and then I'm going to eyeball getting it in the middle. All right, let's do that. And I know it's probably hard for you guys to see, especially tone on tone. Now I am lining this up to the very edge. So edge to edge. Normally I would pick this up and tap it down. But for right now, this whole thing is too much to pick up and do that. So, all right, that looks good. Hold that in place. Wipe up any glue that snuck out. Burnish that down. Now to get this like perfectly lined up, I'm just gonna have to turn it upside down and then bring in my second panel. And what I'm gonna do is lay this on top of here, right? So that is perfectly lined up here and here. And I'm just gonna put glue here on our tab. And then I'm gonna drag it down to the edge. All right, oopsie. And keep everything lined up. There we go. Nice. If you're a smidge in, that's fine. If it's hanging over, you don't really want that to hang over. So just do your best to keep it flush. All right. I love it. All right, so flip it again. So this is our bottom flap and that, and we are going to put our magnets on. Now we're going to do the same thing exactly here. All right, I'm going to start with the bottom. Ugh, all my things that I have cut just want to fall and get in the way. Hey, Rose, awesome. I think you just missed the first part-ish where we created this base, and now we're adding some flippy pieces, some top and bottom. So I'm eyeballing this again to get it center-ish. Yep, that looks good. Right down to the very edge. Open, get that extra glue off. Burnish, burnish, burnish. This is really a pretty quick project, even from cutting everything, scoring, putting it all together. I would say maybe it took me a half hour to cut everything. But you might want to take your time, you know, and again, it's just paper. If you mess it up, just do it over. All right, so I'm lining these up again because I want everything flush on this side to side. Let's put glue on this bit here. And then we'll come down to the edge. Bam. Nailed it. All right, let's get this, get that out of the way. Yep, that is good. And we will burnish, burnish, burnish. And I tell you, I am going to put another layer on here just to cover up most of these, like the tabs. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. I think it'll just add like some more strength and stability to our book. All right, next thing. So back to our prototype. Next thing, and I'm working like inside out, right? Next, we want to add our tip ins. So we've got each side, again, has a little tab here that will get covered up. So we want 2 of these. And you know what? Oh, that's my next page. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think I had went to the designer series paper next, but we'll just do the tip ends. All right, so we want 2 pieces that are 5 by 4. I want to score it at, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. 5 by 4. Nope, that is 3 1/4. These are for my pockets. All right, I just got rid of some other pieces. Okay, hold please, let me find that. Did I put them? And you know, I had everything lined up. Is it in a different pile? Because I've got all my designer papers cut as well. Nope. Okay, what are these? I need it to be 4 by 5. This is clearly not. This is 7 3/4 by 3 3/4. Oh, that is for our outside covers. Okay. 4 by 5. Let's see. 4 1/4 by. All right, you guys, I'm gonna have to cut something. This is what I get. No, let's just use this one. So 2 pieces, 4 by 5. And then, you know, what happens is when I go offline tonight and then I'm starting to clean up later, I'll find them somewhere. All right, 4x5. What is this? 8.5. All right, let's do 5. And then we'll do 4 and 4. Now, of course, I'm doing all the base pieces and all this in everything wild wheat. If you wanted to mix it up, you mix it up. Okay, so 4x5. And on the 4-inch side, we're going to score at 3.5. I picked this size because I figured 3.5 might be a decent photo size or something. All right, so again, we're going to fold our tabs. And if you want to miter them, miter them. But I don't think it's necessary for these. All right, now bring our book back. And we're going to glue these in. Now in this case, I did want them to be like perfectly centered. So I'm going to get my 0 ruler. This is my creative memories thing. Whoa, and I need to put something here so I can actually see it. So let's see, we've got, this is 8. So there we go. All right, so we're going to take one of our tabs and I'm gluing this tab to this edge. Okay. And since this is 5 inches tall, I know 8 minus 5 is 3. So I'm probably going to, it's probably going to be 1.5 off. Whoa. Just for centering, 4, 2.5. It's probably going to be like right here. Yep. That looks good. 2.5, 2.5. Close. Oh no, I can't read my numbers. Move it up a titch. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I love this. Hey, Gloria. I love that zeroing thing. Is that what you call it even? I don't know, but it's awesome. Okay, same thing on this side. Let me drag this white piece over so I can see what I'm doing. This time I want to flip it, so I want the tab to be on this side. And let's just put this right here. 4, 4, yep. And let's glue this. I think when I wrote my cutting instructions, I wrote them so we would do the base and then cover these flaps and then this, and then add. But we really need to do all the cardstock first because I want to put my magnets on before we start adding any designer series paper. All right, so I'm holding this in place. 2.5, that looks good. All right, and if it's off by a smidge, like, I'm not going to cry about it. But if I can make it perfect, why not? All right, there we go. All right, burnish, burnish, burnish all this glue. Okay. Now, let's do pockets. So then, yes, going outside, going out to in. Now we've got our gusseted pockets for the front. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces that are, oh, and here, let's do this. 3 3/4 tall, 3 1/4 tall by, instead of being 4.5, I want it to be a smidge smaller because this whole panel, remember, is 4 inches and I'm going to be scoring at 1/4 inch on 3 sides. So if I made this exactly 4, if it were to hang over a little bit, I didn't want to do that. So see how it's just barely barely inside that fold. And same thing on this edge, like it's barely coming up there. That's what you get when you take off that 1/16 of an inch. All right, so that was like not being crazy, that was on purpose. So 3 1/4 by 4 7/16, which is just a 1/16 off of 4 1/2. And we'll score a 1/4 inch on 3 sides. I know this is like a lot of math and a lot of scoring, but that's what is making a folio, is the actual cutting, scoring, assembly. Now, if you don't like a 1/4 inch for your hinges or your fold over part, you can make yours bigger. If you need a 1/2 inch, you just have to increase all these sides, right? Okay, so we're gonna cut this at an angle. Just cut it straight over, and then we will burnish, fold and burnish all these little sides. So sometimes this 1/4 inch, it's a little bit harder to work with. And sometimes, your hands just don't want to do it. So if that's the case, make these a little bit bigger. All right. But I feel like 1/4 inch, I can get it. So yes, Jamie, a hair inside. Yeah. Because if it goes over extra, like you can't cut it off because we've got these gussets. It's not like a flat pocket. And I really did not want a flat pocket on purpose, just because they're tighter and they don't hold as much. And I thought, these pockets are good to hold, a couple things. Okay, so we've got our pocket, and let's bring our book back, or our folio. So our pockets are gonna go on here and here. I do want to do a little stamping on that first, and that's just to give it some interest. I originally thought, oh, I will add another layer of designer paper to this, but then I was like, no, because when it closes, anything more that we add to here, it's going to make it bulk up and it won't want to lay nice. So I thought, nope, we'll just do the added interest by stamping on it. And I picked the stamps that have the words. Oh, here we go. Elements of text. So I just want some kind of gibberish that's going to take up gonna make some marks on here. So you know what? Let's do that one. And no, we'll do this one, and then we'll do some sprinkles. Okay, so let me just flip this over. Why not? Wild wheat on wild wheat. If you don't have the ink color for your cardstock that you're using, just use Versamark, because that'll give you that tone on tone look. And that's all I want here anyway. All right, so we've got a big block, and I really would like to trim this, but I'm not going to do that now. I mean, they get them trimmed pretty close to the edge, but that's not good for me. Not good enough. I think this is the right side up. We'll see. All right, good enough. And I didn't get it straight, but that's okay too. Doesn't have to be. So I just want something so that it's not naked. Okay, let's do that. All right, and then other one. Let's try to do like the opposite. I'm not getting that straight at all. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay. Good enough. So if you had sprinkles, do sprinkles. Whatever you have, just put something on here so it's not boring and plain. Okay, let's glue these on. So we're going to open these up. Now I'm actually going to flip this whole thing open just so I can make this flat. So when I put these 3-pocket or, the gusseted pockets, I like to glue this piece down first, the bottom. Oopsie. And the reason for that is it's easier to then glue the sides and just flip it up. And I'll show you what I mean. All right, so I want this bottom edge down at the very bottom and perfectly centered or centered as, right? So use that, keep that in place. And it feels like I'm a little bit over. Let me get this. Oops. More glue. I ripped it right up before I was ready. All right, this time I'm going to hold it here for a minute. And then let it flip up. And then I will gently, yeah, here we go. Push that back, burnish. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Okay, now, hopefully you can see this. It's going to be easier. I've got the bottom done. Now I can just put glue on each side and I'll just be able to go boop and get it right in place. And I don't want too much glue squirting out, especially inside my pocket, because I won't be able to get it. All right, let's do that. Okay. It's not quite a jaunty angle, Jamie. You're right, yeah. Like when I got it crooked, it's just, yeah, it's just crooked. A jaunty angle, I think, would be like that, like 45. All right, get as much glue as I can up. And so we can see it's a smidge crooked, maybe, like right here, but no one will know but us. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So now I want to open it this way. Getting kind of unwieldy, but gonna make do. And then, oh my God, it's already 9:15. Yikes. Once we get this part, it's really just putting our magnets on and giving you all the measurements for the cardstock. And I was looking, so I'll bring back my prototype at the end because I made that out of old pink paper. We used to have a color called Pixie Pink, and I really liked it. Bright, like not quite as bright as Melon Mambo, for sure. Maybe a little bit lighter than Magenta Mad, between Polished Pink and Magenta Madness. So anyway, I love it, but I think it's going to go great with the toadstool paper. So I will actually be able to use my prototype and finish it off because next week I want to do some projects with that Toadstool Gardens, the bundle. I had to have it because it was adorable. And then, as always happens, like I don't have enough time to play with stuff. So I'm doing that next week. All right, and then we're gonna flip these up. Get this, any glue out. You know what, where's my ruler? I should see if I can put this ruler down here. All right, that's good, that's good. Yeah, I do love gusseted pockets just because they hold just a little bit more. Okay, so flip this all over. Inside, bam, that's gonna go well. Okay, I've got a couple little pieces left. So I made reinforcement strips for my outside spine and the inside, these little ones, right? So here we go. Let's do that first. So these 2 1/2-inch spines right here, I've got 2 pieces that are 3/8 by 7 7/8. And then for the outside, I put that on the outside, right? Yeah. Did I put it on the inside too? Nope. The outside of the book, I will reinforce this spine 3/4 by 7 3/4. All right, so now why did I pick 7 7/8 for these instead of 7 3/4? Because I figured they were so skinny, it's not going to hurt if they're, it can only help if they're like go further up until they're almost touching. Ooh, I got glue everywhere for that. All right, 3/8. This really was close. Okay. Now you don't have to do this, reinforcing the inside spines, but I just think it's a good idea. Why not? Because this is all just paper. There's no cardboard, there's no chipboard, there's nothing. And then that's another reason why using glue, I think, is a better idea, because once this dries, it really adds another layer of strength and stability to these pieces. So, okay. So we've got our base ready. Now we want to add our magnets, okay? And I marked X's because I figured out that putting them in the middle is not the way to go, because when they want to come together, they want to stick together, okay? Same thing with these here on the tip ends. I'm going to move this one up here, and this one I had over here, like right here, and I moved it down just a touch, because again, I don't want this one to interfere with this. It's a whole big thing. So just trust me, we're going to put them down in this corner first. Oh, you know what? I didn't glue this. Let's put this one on the outside. While I have things, why not? Okay. And if you wanted to do designer paper or do some stamping on this spine piece, you go for it. Okay. Let's do a little burnish. Oh, the other reason why I didn't want to put this on the inside is because it really won't fit. Because when you fold all these layers and pieces up, these edges here and here are going to touch this back spine, okay? So let's look at it this way. So hopefully you can see how they're touching? That's what I want, because that's a perfect fit. But if we had added an extra spine support here, this edge, it would interfere with this edge shutting, and it was a whole big thing. So, all right, I need a drink of water. Okay, magnets. Let's put, I want this to be top and bottom. I am putting the magnets on the actual flaps themselves, okay? I'm not putting it on the base of the book. You could do it either way, like you could put it here, but I just feel like this is going to be a stronger hold. Now, when you put your magnets on, you put it on the bottom first. So I'm going to put it on this flap, and we don't want to go too close to the edge, because remember, we're going to add designer paper, and I think I've cut these down for like a 1/4 inch border. So you don't want to have it so close that it's going to buckle up. All right, so we're just kind of going to go in that area. And I need some tear and tape. Let's go, and some magnets. So I like to just add tear and tape to it as an extra little bit. But let's peel off one of our magnets. I got 2 of them. So I'm going to flip this up, and I want this magnet to go like about there. Right? Eyeballing. Yep, right there. So let's do a little bit of glue. Put that right there. And it wants to move. That's okay. All right, and a little bit of tape. Now, more tape, another magnet. We're going to flip this down and just drop that magnet, and it goes where it wants. All right, so let's put a little bit of glue, drop it, and this time I'm going to put the tape this way. This isn't critical. You know, you can have both the tape going the same way. It doesn't matter. I just like to alternate them. All right, now I'm going to put the magnet the same spot on this side because when you fold it up, they'll actually be opposites. So they won't clack together. When I put them in the middle, obviously that's when they want to slam together. But this one, say I'm having it here. When I fold it, this one would want to clack if it was here. So that's why I'm putting it same sides. Okay. And I do learn these things the hard way sometimes, just like everyone. All right, so I'm going to put it kind of in the same area, like right here. A little bit of glue, magnet. Yeah, I think I had gotten like 200 of these magnets, and I'm down to, I don't know, maybe 20 or so. All right, flip that down, let it go. Glue, just a little smidge, just as like a little placeholder. More tape. A little bit of tape right there. Okay, so that's good. And as we add like pictures and stuff, like it's not going to affect it really. Okay, tip ends. This is where I really learned I need them in opposite places. So I'm going to put one, I'm going to put it here. This time I am going to have to put it on the back of the folio itself because there's no extra. So I'm going to put the left side like up in this corner, and then the right side I'm going to put like right here. So that's what, about 2 inches up. And that's just so they'll be in completely different areas from any of the other magnets. All right, so same thing. We're going to start with, let's get a little tape. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All this talking really makes me, this takes longer than I thought. But you guys, you're going to love it. I'm already loving it, so I hope that. All right, so I want to put it kind of like right here. Oops, so like right there. A little bit of glue. And tape. Okay. And we're covering this whole layer up, so don't worry. All right, and then I don't want that glue drying, so oops, let's see where that falls. There we go. And then we'll put more tape. Okay, then on this side, I wanted it like about here. I am getting down to the end of this roll of tear and tape, which is good. I have plenty more. Dye, hey, I'm using wild wheat. Because it goes with this Storybook Moments paper. What did I say? About 2 inches, so like right there. I think you could also use boho blue, or you could use even craft, or maybe early espresso, like some kind of neutral. I just wouldn't use white or vanilla, just because I'm not really a fan of all those white edges. Okay, you guys, the base of our book is finally together. And look, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. I love it. We're gonna add a ribbon closure and some other bits. But let's look at our inside pieces. So another goal I had with this project was to stick to using like enough, the same paper that you would get in a paper share. So I had a 1/4 pack of the Storybook Moments and a 1/4 pack of the Timeless Plaid. And that's what I was trying to stick with. Let me just show you. This is all I have left from the Storybook Moments. I have a piece that I may put on the front. I've got a couple of, nice size strips. There's my plaid. I hardly used any of the plaid papers, maybe 3. But mostly it's just a couple of like 2-inch strips or 1.5 inch. So still enough that I can do something with, but I did do what I wanted, and that was to use most of the pack. Okay, let's look at, let's see, what are these pieces cut for? These, I believe, are to go on the tip-in pages. Yep. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces. Let's see, designer series paper. Where'd my other thingy go? Tip-ins. So designer series paper. 2 pieces that are 3 by 4 3/4. That's these right here. All right. And I did this 3, and then we're going to add a 1/2 inch over it. I originally wanted this piece to be 3 1/4. So because our tip-in is 3 1/2 by 5. So I wanted it to be just a quarter down. Well, that meant I could only get one of these out of the whole 6 by 6 piece of the plaid paper. And you only get one of each pattern in this share. So that's why I was like, nope, we're going to do it 3. And then I'll just have to add a little extra. So now this is hard to see, all this tone on tone stuff. Let me put my piece right under here. So what I'm going to do is peel that up and add. I really do love that the plaids go so well with this pack. And I know they did that on purpose. And I picked pieces that were going to look okay with, the other patterns that I picked. All right. I mean, like I knew I was using wild wheat, so that's why I picked this plaid in particular. Okay, so that's that. And then we're going to take this little bitty strip, and this was just from one of the cutoffs from the Storybook, 1/2 inch piece by 4 3/4. And this is going to overlap a little bit. I want to worry about getting the spacing the same, and it's overlapping by about 1/4 inch, and that's okay. That's perfect, actually. All right. So I love it. And then we're going to do the same exact thing over here. Going to peel this tape up. And there's so many, so like when I post the measurements, there's so many different things. So like I call it base pages and tip-ins, and I call these things the flips. So just so you know, like that's how I'll organize when I put in my blog, like the measurements. Okay. Now this, I want to get this glued down. You really want to press around this magnet because it's going to want to buckle up if you don't have enough glue. So you show that magnet who's boss. All right, and then we're going to add this little bit. Again, I'm just trying to keep it even. The borders. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Let's just look at this one. Yep, I love it. So I figure you can put like a picture here or some of the ephemera. There's options. Okay, now these, let's see what's next in my pile. Oh, okay. 444. Base and flips. Okie dokie. So I've got 2 pieces here. This is where we're going to get DSP. 4 pieces that are 3 1/2 by 6. So remember, I was trying to keep in line with a paper share, and the paper shares are cut 6 by 12 when it's 12 by 12. So if I wanted the same pattern here and here, which I do because that's me, the highest I can go is 6, right? Because it's cut 6 by 12. So that's why I cut these pieces. We cut 4 that are 3 1/2 by 6. So that's only going to go to here. That means I'm going to need something to fill in this extra area. So that was why I've got 4 pieces, 3 1/2 by 1 3/4. So I went to the plaid pack to get something that would coordinate. Okay. So I want, here are the pieces that I've picked. So I want the bunnies on top. And then when we flip this up, then I'll have these, the yellow, the wild wheat on wild wheat there. All right. Now I actually want the bunnies down here. So I can put this here. And then this one will be here at the bottom. So then we see the plaid, and I'm going to overlap it like this, right? So we've got top and bottom plaid, that ties it in. And then I just like it because it'll be like plaid up top, plaid on the bottom. But that's your design choice. You do whatever you want. If you were using a full pack of designer paper, you could cut this whole piece to be, you know, the whole length. So 7 3/4. But, you know, that's what I was trying to stick with, a paper share. All right, so I want to get this edge, and the blue is just a little bit larger than it needs to be. So I would put that one down first. And then, because really, who wants to cover up those cute bunnies? So let's put these down. And like I said, I'm going to put the blue up top here. And I just want to keep everything straight-ish. Peel this tape up. Am I still in camera, in frame? Yeah, okay. And then this is going to go down here. Perfect. So yeah, I'm going to finish that pink book with the toadstool papers because the pink is a close enough match. And I'll have that to show you next week. Oh, this is so cute. I love it. All right, and let me put this one. So again, I'm going to put the plaid down first. And let's see, I flip that down so that matches. Yep, nice. I love it. And then we'll add this layer. And of course, if you wanted this pattern, you could do that pattern. That to me was a little on the busy side. But really, you know what? You're going to be putting pictures on, right? So whatever. Busy it up then. All right. That, get everything straight. And I might have to go back and put some more glue on these corners, but I love it. Okay, so, oh, I almost messed that up. So we'll do plaid first. All right, let's do this. Eyeballing. Okay. Love it, love it. Oh, so for everybody that did get their paper share, I still have to give Diane hers this weekend. So you got, whenever there was a pack of paper that had ephemera, which is like the punched out stuff, you got all the ephemera pieces punched out and in a like a Ziploc baggie. That's just, I had to think of some way to keep it all together. All right, now this wants to be problematic. So I'm gonna get some more glue down. And I really went through and split everything up into like sizes of pieces so everybody got the same, um, you know, like amounts, like numbers of pieces. I can tell I didn't get that one perfectly straight. That's gonna drive me nuts. All right. But everybody got, you know, like the same amount, just different pieces. All right, let's peel this up. Yeah, I love this paper, Peggy. It just seemed perfect for like toddler stuff. I mean, that's what it's called, storybook moments, right? Okay, and now where's my other piece? Here we go. It's gonna go there. I'm gonna go to the edge. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Love it. Okay, next I've got to cover up these pieces. I decided I was going to leave this side of the flips, the tip-ins blank, because you can journal on there. You can add a picture, you know, whatever. So I had, this plaid is actually different than that plaid, but they are similar colors. So they seem to go nice. So we've got, again, two pieces. Let me see, tip-ins, DSP. So this time, this is three, no. Okay, cardstock one. Let's see what this is. And what did I call it? So 3 3/4 by 6. All right, so 3 3/4 by 6. I actually needed to change this. Let me just doodle on here. So I need 6 of these. And then this piece, same, 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay. That one I have to add 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay. Something was not right. So I want to do like similar. Do I want to do it this way and I could cut it in half? No, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this, right? Because I like more of this plaid, like that size. So let's just do this. We're going to glue. Oh, you know what? Tip ins. Yep. Pockets. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, is that what that was for? Hold, please. I'm trying to remember. Oh, that's what 6 by. Oh no, these are for the pockets. All right, you guys, I'm not going crazy. Sorry. Okay, this I'm going to put right here, and then I'm going to do this one right down here. And that should be a perfect match. All right, let's do the glue down here. This is the part that would have been helpful if I got my prototype completely finished. But you know, that's not how I roll. We'll mess up and do it live. But I mostly had everything together. Okay, perfect. All right, we're going to glue this down. And again, if you want whatever side, like if you're going to copy this exactly and you like the fruits and vegetables, do the fruits and vegetables. You do you. Now this, I want to take care that these match up down here. And then the rest should fall into place. Yep. Nice. And if I get it a little bit off, you know, I can always add like a little strip of wild wheat cardstock to cover any whoopsies up. Man, I love that, how it just snaps into place. Magnets are cool. Definitely helpful. And I'll tell you, you don't really need a magnet to keep this album closed. But they come in handy. All right, let's do that. And I'm just going to set this up here, make sure my houses are going the right way. Yep, that looks good. Peel this up. So yeah, you don't need the ribbon. Did I say magnet or ribbon? You don't really need ribbon to keep it closed, but I just like it. All right, perfect. I think I am going to end up going back and adding a little strip of something here, because I'm really more concerned about this top and the side edge. Okay, but oh my God. So again, don't put any extra paper down the middle here, because that's going to interfere with how this is going to close. Oh my Lord, this is adorable. Okay, final piece for the inside part. So I didn't want this to just be plain, so I want to tuck a little something in here. So I cut these to be 3 3/4 by 5, right? Because I really just need it to go a smidge past that pocket line. And if you wanted to leave this off, leave it off. But you definitely don't want it to go all the way down because that's just a waste. All right, and let's see, just get it even. Oh, perfect. All right, let me push it from this side. So cute. And then we're gonna do this one, samesies. Did I say we were almost done? Because like for real, we're coming into the home stretch. Okay, there we go. And then I'll push it from this side. And of course, some people like to ink all their edges, especially that would look really good with these like old-timey antique papers. Yeah, these do stay good together, these little magnets. How big are these? These are like a hair over a 1/4 inch, so whatever that is. But look, you guys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Love, 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 love. Okay, so if you want to add for our covers, you want, why did I have these cut anyway? Looks like I may have some magnet issues, but it's going to be perfectly fine. So you could either cut pieces that are 3 3/4 by 7 3/4 for your front and back covers. Again, it's just going to add more stability. Or you could add designer series paper. Okay, so I think I was going to do that on the front and then just a piece on the back. Oh, I've got 3 of the same thing. But you want to do ribbon first. So if you're going to do your ribbon closure, add this now. All right, and I'm just going to eyeball that I want it to be whatever this is. Let's see, where's my scissors? Okay, so wild wheat. This is that rustic stripe trim, which I think this is on the clearance rack already. Okay, I am attaching this. I'm not gluing it on the spine. I'm only going to glue it on the front and back covers. And then I'm going to cover that up with paper. So it's really going to be in there. So it's kind of just eyeball, get this shimmied around like that looks like the middle, right? So what I like to do is add some tear and tape. Okay, oopsie, that didn't tear right. And then we will add also some Fabri-Tac just to really get it under there. All right. I guess you could use glue, but I just like the Fabri-Tac with the ribbon. Now this does stink and it will wreck your fingernails, so just be careful. Like it's got acetone or something in it. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna tap, tap, tap and wipe that not on my pants. I'm gonna go ahead and glue my paper, my designer paper down immediately. I should wait until it dries, but I just want to show you guys. All right, let's get this down here. Ooh, I love it, love it, love it. All right, and I'm gonna open all this up so I can really push this down from the other side. Oh, that's what I added these for. Ugh. This is what I wanted to cover up this. So you can still see the tabs there from the top and bottom, the flaps. So I wanted to just cover this up. And that's going to make it a little bit more sturdy anyway. So again, these pieces are 3 3/4 by 7 3/4. And I've got a piece for each side here and the back. All right, and let's really get this down, especially at these tab areas, top and bottom. Okay. Love, love, love. All right, now we're going to do the same thing, like whip this around to the back. And same thing, a little bit of tear and tape. You could use red line tape, whatever you have, just some kind of strong tape. Okay. And our Fabri-Tac. So yeah, even though this album is staying together perfectly, you know, the minute you start adding more stuff, any ephemera bits, pictures, journaling stuff, it's gonna bulk it up. And let's see, color this up. A ribbon closure always helps. Okay, now I'm gonna leave this plain. If you wanted to stamp it ahead of time, like I did the pocket pieces, you know, that would be good too. And that might even tie in the pockets. But I'm just gonna leave mine plain. And the point here is just A, make it a little bit sturdier. B, cover up that ribbon. Okay, now I'm gonna open it, open, and yeah, let's just burnish, all that. And then our final piece to cover it up, and then we're done. So I love all the panels, all the flips, all the thing. I love the finished size, 4 by 8. That's kind of like kind of travel journal-y kind of size. That's like 8 by something. And I figured a good size too. You could just trim your pictures a little bit. And I think you can get 15 to 20 pictures on here. Especially if you trim them down. Like, oh, if you print out like 4 by 4 pictures, you could have picture, you know, picture on this one, picture on the other side, this side, picture here. You could have another one here too. So you see how it really comes together. Okay. Now, I did not plan anything for the front other than, let me just tie this just so we have something to look at. But I was just going to cut like maybe one of those ephemera tags. There was something with a little critter on it. Because I don't know what I'm going to put in here yet. Oh, I love it. So, love, love, love. So I thought I would do something with this, like probably layer it or something. I don't know. But that is that. I hope you guys love it. But yeah, let me show you. So our prototype, this was the polished pink. And so I will have this to show you next week. But look how good it looks with these colors. I don't know if you can tell, but like that looks good. The polka dots, that looks good. Everything in here. This looks good, even though it's not got the same shade of pink, it still looks great together. So I think I'm gonna have fun with that one in the next week, and definitely toadstools. Very cute. And I think some, maybe some white glittery ribbon. But yeah, thanks you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Carol, Cindy, Peggy, Rose. Frosting a case on the back side. Exactly, Rose. Use all the glue. Where's my pen? So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for liking, sharing, all that. Next week, toadstools and Sunday Super Bowl. So again, oh, hi, Becky, first time watcher. Awesome. I hope you found it helpful. And Becky, just so you know, you may not have caught the beginning, but my blog, I update it takes me a couple days after every Thursday night video. But I update my blog. Which one is it? Here it is. ToniStamps.blogspot.com. I will have all the measurements for all the pieces. So basically, like everything I wrote on these two sheets. Why is that not looking right? That and oh, that one's blank. Anywho, everything I wrote on these two sheets, I will have in that makes more sense. But I'll update my blog this weekend, probably Saturday when I'm at a crop, because Sunday will be busy. But yeah, anybody who thanks, Gail. Anybody who wants to join the Super Bowl Zoom just to hang out, we're gonna work on our stuff. Some people don't work on anything; they just like to hang out and talk. That's cool. Um, some people like to make their stuff ahead of time, and then we go around, and whoever wants to share, I put them on Spotlight, and everybody gets to see what you made, and then we ooh and ah over it, and it's a lot of positive feedback, and it's a good time. So if you're not on my list, like that you bought squares and you want to join, just email me, ToniStamps at yahoo.com. Okay. And I will add you. I'm sending that Zoom link out on Sunday morning, right? Or Sunday, let's say not in morning, like noonish or something. All right. So thanks again for everybody hanging out and have a great weekend. And I will see you guys. I'll see some of you on Sunday. I'll see some of you next week. And hopefully we'll see Sue tomorrow and then Gail on Sunday. Actually, well, I'm not going to see Gail on Sunday because I'll be zooming. Yeah, and I fell asleep last week, so we'll see Gail when we see her. Okay, thanks you guys. Bye. Bye.